Everybody deserves a second chance. A growing program in the Sioux Falls area aims to do just that for people recently released from prison. The Leaders of Tomorrow program, also known as LOT, is part of the nonprofit Bridging the Gap. LOT has a total of more than 700 graduates. 43% reported making a vertical career move, and 42% say they become more involved in the community.
When you have 80% of individuals are going to get out of prison, and when we currently have a 70+% recidivism rate, that means 7 out of 10 people will end up committing additional crimes. And so this really is an idea of how do we make public safety investments in individuals a community issue.
The Leaders of Tomorrow program operates both inside and outside of the state prison.